Listen. It does not matter how many parts in the front. As long as this part gets here for the robot to pick up before it comes back and stops.
The robot was waiting, Derek. I was looking at it. The robot was waiting for you.
When?
That day, the robot was waiting. I stood there for 15, 20 minutes.
No, 15, 20 minutes?
Yes, I was there. I was walking around doing my... Yeah, I was watching.
I'm not going to argue. That's crazy.
Oh, because there's nothing to argue.
Pull the sheet. Because I don't believe I sat there for 20 minutes waiting. And if that's the case, that's because the robot was stuck.
I was there watching for 20 minutes.
So,
what you were doing.
What do you mean?
I mean that you were putting one part in the conveyor at a time.
That's all it needs.
That's not productive.
That's all it needs.
No, it's not.
Okay, listen. So, all right, I put the part here, right? The robot pulls it. It only indexes one spot. I can only put one part here. These little parts
How long
that are
does
in
it take for a
between
robot
don't
to
even
grind
matter.
apart? How long does it take for a robot to grind apart?
Whatever the time is.
A minute and a half.
Whatever the time
A minute and a half.
Whatever the time
Okay,
is.
a minute and a half. I'm telling you, it's a minute and a half.
Okay.
To grind apart.
So what's
that
the problem?
robot waited more than a minute and a half for you to put the next part.
Not true.
Yes, it did.
Not true.
Yes, it did. It was waiting.
Alex, you can pull any.
And not only that,
listen.
Derek,
you can pull any single part.
I even gave you two guys that day so you could run smoother.
Listen.
And you made them wait.
Pull any part you want out of these boxes, and I can prove to you how fast I am. And then I want exactly what I paid for. Otherwise, I'm done because you're not about to keep talking to me what I'm doing. If you can't even pay, you can't even hire guys that can do this work. I'm done arguing. I'm done arguing.
The pay is out of his hands.
It's fine. I've asked what I asked for, and I've said what I need to say. I performed what I need to perform, and now I want some money. And you ain't asking. You ain't trying.
This is the first time we brought that up.
I haven't.
This is the first time.
I haven't. So, like I said, I've tried. I wrote it in my sheets. I've come to all the leads. I've talked to everybody.
Let me ask you a question.
I've trained the guys, tried to show them different ways.
So let me ask you a question.
I've even talked to the old lead, like, hey, go read all the videos. Have them read or watch the videos, and then learn this shit. You steady talking about what's not my job, so why can't half the guys actually do their job?
So let me ask you a question. What is enough money for you to do this job?
I got an offer this morning, 37.
They're not gonna pay you 37.
So again, if that's not the case,
right now.
like I said, I'm not even trying to argue. I asked for either the raise or the opportunity to figure some other shit out because I understand that y'all ain't got pockets that deep. I understand that you can't get every guy that's going to hustle and bustle every day. I understand that I'm not the star pupil, but I'm also not dumb.
There is no star pupil. There is no star pupil. Everyone here.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying I'm not that guy.
I can see that. I
don't need that. I already know, but I sit up here and I try to do my job. My job. I don't do other people's job.
You're doing it your way.
It's my job.
No, it's
my job. I gotta make sure I can get these parts out. What you asked to make sure they're getting out. I do what I need to do. I check for the positives, negatives as much as I can to make sure everything's still flowing. The only thing that starts pissy attitudes is when these guys see that the whole line's filled up. If y'all change the system to where the system was no different than any other, like press one, where it just keeps rolling and fills up and never stops, they would be even more mad. Because when I filled up the whole entire machine and it indexes one part for one part, it is no different than any other machine that indexes per part. What you can take off is as much as you can get. Not this take 6 parts off the fucking table and then make me sit there and wait 6 parts for you to finish and then continue.
But that's what you were doing. You were loading 10 parts at a time.
I filled
there was 10 parts on the line.
Listen.
One guy can't grind 10 parts in 5 minutes.
That's what they do. That's what they try to do, Alex. I'm telling you. They pull 6 to 7 parts off the table right in front of them. They have 6, 7 parts right here.
Yes, they're trying.
And they try and do them all. And as the table's indexing, if I don't index the table, say, the whole table ends to the end, right? So eventually that whole thing fills up and then the robot stops. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm sitting there. And then, if I never did that shit, this would be the scenario.
So what did I say last time when you brought that up? What did I say? Can you grind part of it and let them grind the other part that the robot's not doing? So
Alex,
that'll eventually spread out the work and it spreads out the time. But you don't want to do that.
And then I do that. And then I do that. And then I see that I can do it just as fast as them, but you don't pay me for that.
But you are getting paid. I paid you more.
If I can do something twice as fast.
Right, but if you can get the parts out the door, listen to me now. You get the parts out down that line out the door. If you do more up front and they're doing less back there, you're still getting more incentive. So you are getting more money.
No, because then I'm sitting there watching them easy peasy.
But you're still getting more parts out the door.
But I'm doing more work.
Absolutely, you might be. But that's if you want. You're talking about getting.
If
more
you're
money.
talking about a teamwork and I'm sitting there pulling the team,
And that's where Alex needs to go back at them and say, what's going on?
but y'all ain't gonna do that because then you're like, oh, we're good.
Well, I
That's
think
your
he
opinion.
is. He
That's your
is.
opinion.
It's exactly what would happen. Because
That's
exactly
okay.
what happens. Oh, because look, because it's the opposite. When you think I need help, you put, or you think somebody needs help, you put an extra guy. But when you think I don't, or you ain't got the guys, you don't do it. But when you find priority somewhere else, you go find priority somewhere else. You wouldn't find priority if you think a system's working. You don't fix something that you think ain't broke. So no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't sit
That's
there
not
and reconfigure
That's not
nothing
true.
because
That's not
when
true.
they couldn't push, when they couldn't do the rate, you took it away from me. You didn't go reconfigure and make
I
sure
didn't take anything away. They figured this out.
Grady,
They
higher
figured
ups,
this out.
the Grady
And actually, I
higher
thought that
ups.
was a better idea because not all the parts were running the way they should have.
But look, again,
actually, that was a better idea.
again, there's a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different things that are out of a lot of people's hands. But at the end of the day, only my pockets hurt. And at the end of the day, I can't pay my rent. And at the end of the day, honestly,
Just so you know, this is the first time you're telling me about pay. It's the first time
look,
I'm hearing it.
Look,
So
y'all had this whole plan schemed a whole year prior before this stuff even came up. I've been sitting, letting y'all ride this train for a year.
right, what-
Y'all had these guys. This is how long this has been going on. This is you saying that you don't know, but I've been bringing this shit up to you ever since it all started. And y'all pull this bullshit where, oh no, these guys are taking your jobs, and y'all done got rid of how many permanent guys over these dudes.
Who said that?
It's what's happened. How many permanent guys actually know their job and you replace them with, don't play with me.
They left. We didn't fire anyone. Those guys
Stop
left.
playing.
Those guys left. We need workers. If I hired people off the street and they didn't stick, what are we gonna do? You can't run everything.
Okay, that's
Right?
fine.
So we need to
that's
come with
fine.
another way.
So that's fine, but you ain't flexible worth shit when it comes to the people that are actually
That
here.
is ridiculous, and you know that's
It
a lie.
ain't.
That is a
It
lie,
ain't.
and you know that.
It ain't.
I'm way flexible.
All right.
Way flexible. Because I have not mentioned anything for one about your cell phone. I only mentioned that one time you got written up, and you're still on it. You're still here, right? So who's not flexible? Who's not flexible?
Well, what?
I don't get on anybody's crap, pretty much, because I feel you guys are adults. You guys know what you guys should be doing. Okay?
Our
I
phones
treat it that
aren't
way.
hindering anything else.
Doesn't matter. It's company policy.
It's policy.
We don't make,
I'm just saying.
we don't make the rules. We
So-
just enforce it.
Okay, fine, but everybody's on their phone, so
And everybody gets talked to and dealt with individually, just like you did. But again, your opinion thinking that I'm not doing my job. Because you think that's your job to check what everybody else is doing.
I literally don't think any of this shit's my job. This is literally shit that I observe.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't understand. Like, I don't sit up in here and.
But you're
and-
always concerned about what other people are doing.
because it hinders me.
How's it hinder you?
If these people, I don't go over and worry about what BMD is doing. I'm worried about what this dude is doing at the end of the line.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I care about. But I'm not gonna sit up here and break my back for
But
nobody.
you're making
I'm
the
not
same-
gonna work extra hard to appease nobody. Because at the end of the day, you already took the rate, so it does not matter how hard or whatever I work. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna pick and choose if you want to give me the rate or not give me the rate. So I can't dictate nothing. I can't dictate nothing, and I can't tell these guys they need to pick it up. Because if I was doing that, then it'd be another problem.
So basically, you sat on this since you got the extra pay. You sat on this.
What extra pay? I ain't seen it.
You're not getting paid the extra pay that you signed up on? Remember the paper
I
I
don't.
gave you signed up?
It's cool. I don't exactly look at the numbers, but when it comes down to the
Well,
total,
then what are we arguing about?
Because I ain't making enough.
Right, but
Yeah, I don't know what we're arguing
making
on, but-
per hour what you signed off on when I gave you that sheet.
And I'm
Like,
back at the table again.
So this is what we're talking about. We're talking
You
about pay.
called me in here, so you asking me what a problem is.
I'm
and
wondering why
telling you-
you're acting up. Why
I ain't
why-
acting up.
Yeah.
You talking about some guys thinking I'm gesturing to hurt them. I'm like, what are you talking about? And this blew on about
That's how I want to
something
hear your
else.
story. That's what I would.
I told you,
brought
like,
up,
I'm
you brought up
telling you,
pay.
and then we argue about what I'm doing. I'm telling you, look, I was looking this way. I was watching the parts come down the line because the whole day, this is what I was doing. watching the parts come out the line. I'm picking out the scraps. I'm picking out the dirty parts. I'm unfolding all the parts that are mixed up together so they can go in the bin flat. That's what I was doing.
Okay, well, just
but you ain't saying nothing.
Just so you know,
you ain't asking.
When you're on the
you ain't
inspect,
giving me credit for that.
When you're in the inspect, you don't need to look that way. You stand.
I'm
this
watching
way.
the parts.
You can
come
watch
down
this
the
way.
line.
Derek, you stand this way. Here's the containers. Here's the line. You don't stand this way where the containers are getting filled and you can't see. That is ridiculous.
Okay.
That makes no sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? This sounds like an excuse to me. That's what it sounds like.
It's not an excuse if that's what I was doing.
You're putting it on Michelle because you.
How am I putting it on Michelle when
you're not taking
he's not? Because them two were bitching and complaining that the parts are all fucked up.
Because they probably were.
Because no, he's sitting there at the end of the line waiting for them to get to the line before he fixes anything.
And what were you doing?
I just told you I was looking for the parts that are mixed up. I was looking for the scraps and I was pulling stuff and unpulling stuff. I just told you that.
We're going to end this conversation here. You need to listen. You need to not talk so much, all right? Keep the mouth shut a little bit.
I don't say nothing.
Help train if you can. Help better the people. Alex is doing a fine job, and he's going to do better at it, but he's going to watch it. He's going to come out there. He's going to observe what's going on. If you got issues, you talk man to man, normal. Raising the voice is not going to do you any good. You're not going to get anywhere with him. You're not going to get anywhere with me by this. We're not going anywhere more today because this conversation is done. All right?